To protect you and the public, the Victorian Building Authority has produced this short video to give an overview of carbon monoxide spillage testing for gas appliances.
As you know, carbon monoxide or CO spillage testing must always be carried out when installing, servicing or repairing gas appliances. Updated testing procedures now in place take into account better sealed buildings and the negative pressure effect of modern, more powerful extraction fans and range hoods.
Step 1. PPE and electrical safety check. When doing any installation or servicing work, remember to protect yourself by using the proper personal protection equipment. Do an electrical safety check. If it fails, stop right there and let the customer know that you can't go any further and that they'll need to arrange for an electrician to fix the fault. Step 2. Inspecting the appliance. Look for signs that the unit may be unsafe, such as scorch marks, soot, or cracks or blockages in flues or chimneys. After you've finished an overall inspection and the appliance appears safe, you can move on to testing, or you may decide to clean the appliance now while it's still cold. Step 3. The testing procedure. Testing is divided into 3 equally important parts: establishing baseline conditions, negative pressure testing, and spillage testing. Test 1. Establishing the baseline conditions. The purpose of the baseline test is to establish if weather conditions such as wind gusts or the temperature differential between outside and inside will impact on the smoke test. Any effect should be considered when conducting the smoke test. Ensure that the gas heater is off, is at room temperature, and that the flue is cold. Close all external doors and windows. Ensure that all extraction fans and range hoods are switched off. Position a suitable smoke-producing device at the appliance draft diverter relief openings or next to any appliance openings for combustion air intake. Generate smoke and watch the smoke plume for any effect from weather conditions, for example, wind gusts or airflow within the flue or chimney due to temperature differences between the indoors and outdoors. Note any observable effect so that a comparison can be made when the test for negative pressure is conducted. Test 2. Negative pressure. Make sure the appliance is not turned on at this stage. First, close all external doors and windows. Then open or close any internal doors that connect the space between the gas appliance and any mechanical extraction fans, including range hoods, to create the greatest negative pressure effect on the appliance. Switch all extraction fans on high before carrying out a smoke test using a suitable smoke-producing device. Holding the smoke at the draft diverter or combustion air intake openings, take note of what is happening to the smoke. If the smoke plume is drawn into the appliance or is streaming straight up, it is safe to move on to the next step. If smoke is drawn away from the appliance, then you have a negative pressure situation requiring the installation of additional permanent ventilation. While continuing the smoke test, progressively open a window in the room where the appliance is installed until the smoke is no longer drawn away, meaning you've cancelled the negative pressure situation. The size of the window opening will also indicate the size of the additional permanent ventilation you need to install to make the appliance safe. The appliance should be serviced and cleaned at this stage prior to commencing the spillage test. Test 3. Spillage testing. It's important to use the proper CO testing equipment and make sure that it's calibrated yearly. The VBA and ESV recommend using probe-type CO testing equipment. Equipment without a sampling probe may be damaged and show a false reading if placed in the heat stream. Ensure all external doors are closed and any windows open during the negative pressure test are closed. Open or close any internal doors that connect the space between the gas appliance and any mechanical extraction fans, including range hoods, to create the greatest negative pressure effect on the appliance. Turn on your testing equipment in the room where the appliance is installed and record the background reading. Remember, background readings can be higher than 0 due to nearby car emissions or if someone has been cooking. With all extraction fans still running from your negative pressure test, turn on the gas appliance and set it to its highest setting. Leave it for 5 minutes before testing. Remember that Type 1 decorative effect appliances must be left on for at least 10 minutes before testing. If the appliance is installed in a fireplace using a masonry chimney as a flue, allow an extra 5 minutes before testing for spillage to allow the chimney to heat up and draw. Here's a hint. By having your monitoring equipment turned on during the warm-up, you can keep an eye on your CO exposure levels and also see if there's any change in the background reading. Depending on the appliance, place the CO sampling probe where spillage is likely to occur, such as next to the downdraft diverter openings, heat exchanger joints, flue connections, and at the base of flue product collection hoods. After the test, record a second background reading. The CO reading at the appliance must not be higher than the second background reading. If there is no CO spillage, then testing is complete and the appliance will be safe to use after any necessary vents have been installed. If CO spillage is detected, you will need to switch off all exhaust fans and the appliance. Wait a few minutes and then restart it without the effect of a negative pressure environment and run the entire spillage testing process again. If there is still spillage recorded, check for faults with the appliance or flue. If faults can't be fixed, then the appliance must be made safe by isolating it. If there is no spillage, this means there is still a negative pressure environment. Switch on all exhaust fans to their highest settings and progressively open the window until you've cancelled the negative pressure situation. Additional permanent ventilation equal to the area of the window opening must then be installed. If you can't install the required ventilation on the spot, then you must make the appliance safe. You'll need to do this by isolating it. Where an owner refuses to allow you to isolate the appliance, you must notify the relevant authority, as explained in the Combustion Testing Learning module. Remember, you can always show the owner or occupier this video to help them understand your legal obligation to make their appliance safe. Finally, always remember to monitor your CO exposure and make sure you don't go over recommended levels. If you're doing a lot of testing, keep this in mind for your own safety. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer. By testing correctly, you'll be saving lives.